Hey, UI mamas, welcome back from the commercial break.
Yes. Here we go. Y'all ready for this one?
Yes, this is a good one. This time we are talking about our children transitioning.
All those stages.
I know. And I just want to say is, listen, they tricked us.
Oh, yeah.
They tricked all the mamas. They give you this cute little chunk of love.
That smells so good and cool.
Yes.
They make you think that thing is going to stay like a little miniature teacup puppy.
And all they do is grow and grow.
Yeah.
And grow.
Without permission.
And grow. And then you end up with these big old people that stink. And I'm just saying,
they have an opinion.
And they make noises and they make messes. That was not in the brochure. I'm just saying.
No, it wasn't. No. I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
I took all the classes and nobody talked about the stinkiness.
No.
Nobody talked about the talking back.
Oh, no.
They didn't.
The rolling of the eyes.
How beautiful. You're pregnant and everybody's like, oh, congratulations.
Somebody says, wait till you have to have a debate with your child about something.
Right? Like, what? Wait till you have to, like, argue the merits of washing your hands with soap. Like, wait.
Like, it's crazy.
In the book. Well, like we need to write a real book. Really, what to expect when you're expecting, but like
really
real deal. Because listen, I mean, I appreciate all the phases and the little things are growing and developing, and that's helpful to know. But the real information that they should put in the book,
the down and dirty stuff, they have that one book with your girl, the girlfriend's guide to pregnancy, because like the stuff your girlfriend. Yeah, that one was like, oh, they didn't put that in the other book. Yeah, because your girlfriend's going to tell you the truth. Right. Although there was still some stuff that y'all left out, I'm just going to say.
Exactly. And it's awful because like first you have this cute little baby and then they get all plump and so juicy.
The rolls.
Yes. And then they start losing that baby face and they become like a boy or a girl, a kid. And you're like, okay, but then they're still cute. And then there becomes a time where like, then the child face starts coming out and they start looking like an adult, like, lumps, bumps, and curves start popping out and the broad shoulders start developing. Wait a minute.
Absolutely.
I didn't sign up for all that.
I didn't sign up for that either. I have a 10-year-old boy who I have been looking at a lot lately because he is changing.
That's right.
And I'm seeing like the little boy fade away. And it's like, and that's my last one. That's my youngest. It's like,
it's not fair.
No, it's not fair. I'm like, what happened? Nobody told you could become more.
I know. I didn't sign off on those changes. I didn't.
Same thing when I see my daughter. She's 15. So we are
curves,
woman, and it's crazy because I look at her and I'm like, what the heck? I still remember the little pigeon-toed girl running around here who could barely walk and tripping over herself.
I know, with her little afro puffs. Oh, yes.
Not anymore. And then I have the big kid.
Right. Who said he could be a whole man? Listen, I saw him the other day and I was like, wait a minute. Where's the little chunky baby?
No, there is no
a whole lot of man walking around in the world.
A whole lot of man walking around in here. Lots of testosterone and muscles and hair. Just hair, hair on chest, hairy legs. What the heck? When did that happen?
What? Who approved it? Did you approve those changes?
I didn't. I'm pretty sure I told people to stop growing. I'm pretty sure I've said this to your son as well. I said, didn't I tell you to stop growing?
Oh, girl.
You are not listening to your auntie.
Well, and that's the thing now about the quarantine. We haven't seen each other's children in so long. I know somebody's child is going to come barreling and hug me. I'll be like, I don't know who is this huge person?
That's what you're going to say when you see my youngest one. You're going to be like,
oh, I don't want to do it because he was my man. Oh, we used to roll deep.
Yeah. He is not.
We had a serious understanding, he and I.
Yeah. Girl. It's a child now.
He's in threes. I remember coming to rescue. Give me my baby.
He needed to be rescued. Girl, you need to be rescued right now. If it wasn't for quarantine, I'd have somebody rescue him. was trying to send him off to my sister for a week. Like,
oh,
a week?
Work it out.
I'm still trying to bribe.
Work it out. You can do it. You're ingenious. I know it.
Unfortunately, Arizona has had a surge, so no.
Oh, it has it. Oh, tricky. I think the other hard thing is just staying connected with your kids, like
as they go through those different phases.
Yes, like when they're little, really, all you have to do is just look at them and keep them fed and safe, and then it starts to be fun. Like I remember with my daughter, she was so fascinated with insects, and literally we would spend hours just tracing ants, like following the little path, and she would want to know where they going, mommy. I'm like, I don't know, let's follow them and let's see. And our neighbors would look at us like crazy because here we are just walking through the grass following the little ants, and she would get little pieces of bread and put them out and watch them pick it up and move. Like just they're so fascinated with like
everything's an adventure.
Yeah, the littlest things, and that's such a fun time.
Then they go through the next phase where you're kind of like that elementary school phase.
I know.
Where like everything is just so, oh my God.
So much drama.
And then middle school is like everything is a novella. And you're like,
right? Why?
Is that what you're focused on right now? Really?
Well, totally. That's always the thing that you're like, I'm always like, okay, wait a minute. Who said what to who? Wait, whose friend was that? You always miss the details, or they don't tell you.
I always mix the friends up too, because my daughter has friends that all have names that start with L's. And I'll be like, oh, is that one? No, Mom, that was that one. Well, who's that one? That was, girl, I can't keep them on.
I know, right? And then sometimes halfway through the year, their friend group shift. You're like, wait a minute, what happened to so-and-so and so-and-so? Oh, no, we don't talk anymore. Well, but I was invested in their lives. Like,
yeah,
I wanted to see how it all turned out.
And then the middle school phase ends, and they move on to high school. Whoa, young adults coming.
Oh,
Watch out. And then you got to stay connected, because you got to stay connected. First of all, they saying stuff that you don't understand, or they talk in codes. Like my two older ones would be out here and want to say a phrase to the other one, and they'll both laugh. And I'll be like,
you got to Google
Mom,
it.
That's a TikTok.
Yeah. You're like, what? You got to Google it.
I'm like, no, I don't get it. You're right. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, because I did not watch that TikTok.
Just like trying to be invested in the things they're invested in. So like my son is in a lot of anime, and I'm like, okay, wait, what is the people doing? And I just, like I said, I love learning languages, but I don't like watching shows in a language I don't understand. Like and especially when it's like cartoons, well, not cartoons, excuse me. Anime. I know, I made the mistake. It's not a cartoon. It's an anime.
Watch it.
Which looks like drawing.
Right, Mom.
It's just a different style of drawing, but very important, right? And the people and the things, and then it never makes sense. And something crazy, you go to the spirit world realm or up to the thing. And
yeah, that's funny, because like my son was trying to explain to me all the different seasons of Fortnite. And I was half listening.
Isn't that the video game?
Yes. I was half listening. They have different seasons. Well, and then this season, this came out. And then this season, I didn't really play that season, and I missed out on that season because it actually was a good season. And I'm like, he was just I was half listening.
Smile.
I was half listening, doing something in the kitchen. I was like, I don't know what this kid talking about. I really don't care about Fortnite, y'all. I'm gonna tell you right now.
No, but you have to care because they care.
No.
Care.
I don't. No. I'm gonna listen, but I ain't gonna care, and I ain't gonna remember. I'm telling you right now. So when you say, Mom, remember when I told you about that? And I'm gonna be like, no,
I don't
remember. But keep going, because the likelihood is I'm still not gonna remember. So just go ahead and keep saying what you was gonna say.
Right, exactly. But you gotta find that place to like fit in, so you stay connected, so they want to tell you. I mean, that's the thing I feel like I've been so blessed with, is that my kids want to tell me all the things, sometimes maybe more than I want to know, but I don't want to edit it.
That's okay.
No,
my daughter asked me a question the other day that I thought was interesting, and this is when you know, like they're growing, right?
Yes.
Mom, at what age do you first have to go to a gynecologist? I was like,
it's time to chat about that.
I don't know. Well, and then she came to me and she goes, okay, so I was looking up some stuff about what happens at one of those exams, and I don't need one yet.
No, say Sexually active. That's
She was like, yeah, no, that's not happening.
and that's a good deterrent. I'm telling you, I told my child that. I was like, if you become sexually active, we got to go to the gynecologist. Oh, no. Nope.
I was like, why are you looking that up? She's like, because I'm curious. I don't know. I just was like,
talk to her about it.
I wonder what age you go. And I was like, I said, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not fun. Nobody looks forward to going
Nobody
to
looks
the
forward.
JJ doctor.
I know. It's good to have a good one, but
Remember back in the old days when you had to go every year?
Oh, my goodness.
Now they spaced it out.
I know. They changed the time. They'll go back to every year again.
At some point. Just to torture us.
Then
the next thing they'll be like, every 6 months, we're going to need you to come in.
Oh, no.
Once a year was too much. But now I feel like they spread it out, and it's like now once every 3 years, and then it's going to be like having to get to know each other all over again.
Like, I'm going to need an appetizer and a cocktail.
Can we go to your house first?
Tell me about your mother. Yeah, tell me.
And then there's that stage that comes when they become adults.
Oh, I'm not ready.
I have an adult, and it's very different. It's just really different.
Here's the thing that I feel like the system is totally rigged. Like, I realized it the other day. Like, I'm supposed to trust my child with my child? Wait a minute. No. Like, I'm supposed to see your way. And I get that, you're supposed, but somebody should be supervising beyond this little person that I have raised. Like, we are literally a year out. We're going into my daughter's senior year, and every moment I'm like, oh my gosh, this time next year, like, she could be gone. Like,
so I've been there. I've been there. And
I know.
That is like the craziest feeling in the world. And dropping them off. Oh, that was crazy. I cried. And then my husband had to remind me, this is what we've worked so hard for.
No, it's not.
Doesn't make it any easier.
No, it's not.
I was like, does he know how to, they figure it out. That's the cool thing. Is all the stuff that here's the thing, mamas, I got a secret for you.
Ooh, tell us the secret.
All the stuff that you've been saying to them and you've taught them over the years. And when we said they're not listening. They don't be listening. They don't be listening. You'd be like, they don't know. And then they turn into adults and then you hear them repeat that.
Oh. Or
they do something and you're like, so they were listening. The older one will say things to my 15-year-old that I'm like, didn't I say that to you? You heard me.
Oh, amazing.
But they pretend to not hear you, and you think it's going in one ear and out the other. They're actually storing some of that stuff, y'all. They're storing it, and they actually use it. He figured out how to do what he needed to do when he wasn't here. He did his laundry. He made sure he ate. He was going to doing what he needed to do. He adulted.
He adulted.
When he turned 18, I sent him a shirt that says, please hold adulting. And it's got like the, where it's like loading.
Right?
Yeah. I sent him one of those because I was like, he's 18 now. Oh my God, I have an adult child. It is a weird feeling.
Oh my goodness. All the things. I mean, I feel like all the ways that I'm reminding my kid of all the things to do, I'm just like,
they're storing it. You're worried because you think that they're going to get away from you and be like,
exactly. I forgot how to eat. I forgot how to walk. I forgot how to breathe.
They're storing it. I'm telling you, it's in there. Because if we think about it this way, when I left home at 18 and went away to school, I did the stuff I was supposed to do. And obviously, I was storing it. I'm sure at some point my mother was like, I don't know what this child going to do when she leaves this house. Maybe not. I would have to say things are probably a little bit different because we were very involved in, like, my sister and I helped with cooking meals. We helped with laundry, so we had exposure. So I have now told my 10-year-old, because he told me the other day, I don't think I have any clean underwear. And I said, well, guess what? You know where the washer and dryer is. Ooh. We need to have a class on how to wash our own clothes because your brother and sister learned at 9. And I think it's a good idea that you learn how to use the washer and dryer so you don't have to depend on your mother for clean clothes. And that way, when you need stuff washed, you know how to go in and do it. This child.
Oh, no. What'd my baby say?
He said, well, how come you still do dad's laundry then?
Because that's a whole different exchange, baby, that we'll talk about later.
That man is my husband. And that's why. So why can't you still do my chop? Get out of my face.
No.
Just go. Just walk away. These children, I tell you.
I know.
But they do store this stuff. So let me tell you right now, she's gonna be so good. She gonna be that girl. And when they don't know something or they actually will reach out to you and be like, I can't remember, or how do you do this again? Or how do I handle this? And so you just help them a little bit. And then the next time they've stored it and they're like, I don't need to reach out to mom no more. I got this. Like I helped my son the first semester, like picking his classes, like we went in the system and he actually did it with his counselor. So I remember when he did his second semester, he's like, oh no, I already picked my classes. I was like, oh, you
picked your classes without me.
It's a moment, y'all. It's a moment.
I know. We just have to like breathe deep. I know I'm breathing a lot of deep breaths because like it really does feel like T-minus and counting. Like, oh my goodness, there are all these things and they just grow. And I just think we just have to, I know it's super hard, but we just have to enjoy every phase.
Yeah.
Every moment, even mommies, those of you who are in those terrific 2s and those thrilling 3s, which I think the thrilling 3s are far more amazing than the terrific 2s. I'm just saying, even in those
the terrible 2s continued.
Yeah, girl, I know.
That's what 3 is. We continued.
We just have to enjoy each moment. We have to find ways to find points of connection with our kids. If they are into dirt, then girl, get in the dirt and dig with your babies. Those quiet times are so lovely, you know, or if they are into robotics or they're, you know, into cooking or they're into, you know, football or some other sport, like
stay connected
and listen and learn. So many things my kids have taught me and I have not been good at them, but I have tried.
She said, I tried. That's all you can do, right? But it's those little moments too, the little things like they do that are so, even when they're older. The other day I was sitting here at my desk and my 15-year-old walked up and she gave me a kiss on my cheek. And this is and that's sweet. And then she said, that was my milk mustache kiss, because she had just drank almond milk and had a milk mustache.
Oh.
And I was like, she's so silly. But I appreciated it because at least she still feels like she can get close to her mother and not be like,
right.
You know, when they go through that phase where like, can we please not hug?
Yeah, exactly. Don't even. And I'd be like, too bad. I'm like, nope.
Not do that.
Nope.
So it is weird because I know I find myself now, she's going into her sophomore year of high school. And I remember being here with my oldest and I'm thinking, I literally was just there with him and he's going into being a sophomore in college. And so I'm like freaking out because I know like these next 3 years with her are going to fly and then I'm going to have 2 grown children.
I know. It goes.
How that happens when you're only 25.
How can you have grown children when you're in your 20s? It's
weird. It's so strange. I don't get it. We won't talk about that.
No. We don't do the math. Don't do the math. Just trust us.
I'm enjoying every phase, and since I have at different phases, I have the grown one, I have a high school one, and then I have an elementary school one. So I'm enjoying these different phases, and they're all quite different.
Yes.
You know? Not only that, children in general, and when you have multiple children, like they're not identical, obviously. No. Even identical twins aren't identical, right? They've got something that makes them different. One's a little quirky, one's this, one's that. So I love that they're all so different. And I am enjoying the different phases. It's just, it scares me. And then, but there's also that part of me that's like, oh my God, one day we're not gonna have any children at home.
I know. We'll be.
What is that like? I remember leaving home and going away to school. My mom was like, "You're leaving me," and I was like, "Girl, yeah, but my sister's still here." So I'm like, "You got her? Like, don't you got her?" And then she graduated a year early, so she left the year after I did. So literally, boom, boom, back to back, we left home, and my parents became empty nesters. And I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, UI mamas. I'm kind of looking forward to the empty nester.
No,
because here's the deal. Like, you just can do whatever you want. You can get going out of town and we ain't got to worry about who watching the kids or who go. I'm kind of looking forward to that.
I know I am looking forward to, but I'm also like,
it's scary at the same time.
Yeah.
You start feeling like, oh, they don't need you. Oh, they don't need me anymore because now they're an adult.
Right. Or even like, I know in the back recesses of my mind, I worry like, what if they go away and they're just like, deuces, mom, I don't need you no more, and never come back. Like, not for Christmas, not for Thanksgiving, not for birthdays, not for nothing. I'm never going to see him again.
Okay, now that's extreme. That is a bit extreme.
It was crazy.
When I went away to school, I went home for holidays, but I never moved back home. And my mother expected me to move back home that first summer. And I got a job on campus as a summer RA. And I remember calling to tell her, Mom, I was so excited. I got a summer RA job. I get to live on campus I don't have to pay rent. I can live on campus for free and do this summer RA job. And her response back was, you're not coming home this summer? And I was like,
oh, I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah.
Like, no. So I never moved back home. Never. And so part of me is like, I know things have changed, generations change. So kids do and come home quite often, you know, so I get that. I never did, but I kind of I like having my kids here too. And I don't mind if they're with me and grown. I still don't have to look out for people. You know, I'll still be an empty nester kind of, because if they're grown, they can take care of themselves. And Dad and I can be like, we're going off to Europe for 2 weeks. Deuces!
Is that the plan?
No. Well, we were talking about a European trip for our anniversary next year, because next year is 25.
Oh, yes.
And we have never traveled to Europe. We have traveled to Mexico and we have been to Canada. But that's, you know, and I've been to the Bahamas.
Right.
But we've never been to Europe. And so we're kind of thinking that might be a really good opportunity.
Yes. Well, tell Rona to go home. Wherever
she need to get her actually. I'm about to box Rona up and ship her off somewhere.
Exactly. Where is Pandora's box? Somebody put her in it. I'm just saying. I know, it's just so exciting that our kids, and the one thing I am excited about is seeing who they become. Yes. You know, like you start to see their preferences, right, as they're itty bitties, right? Whether they, you know, really care about being cold or hot, or whether food is a really important thing to them. You start seeing that as they become older, you know, they start getting opinions and thinking about things. And that's the one thing I'm really excited is to see the people that they'll be. Like, what will their passions be? Yes. You know, what?
That I think is one of the coolest things. Having an adult child and kind of seeing him having seen him develop from a tiny itty bitty, you know, up, and now seeing who he is now it's really cool. And like, I always think, oh my gosh, if my mom was here, you know, to see the person he's become, like she would just be so thrilled. You know what I mean? It is cool seeing the people they become and having and like the conversations you have once they're adults, like you're talking a lot of politics and stuff like that. And it's kind of cool to see like them forming their opinions. Like he sat here and registered to vote.
Oh, wow.
He's like, Mom, I'm doing my voter's registration. I was like, hey, you go ahead, get your ass up. So I was like, you know, like these adulting things, you know, he's saving money to buy a car, his first car on his own. And so it's kind of exciting to see those transformations and those changes. It's really kind of cool. Really
I just can't.
You have those proud moments, you know?
I know. It's so exciting. Like my daughter actually just got her first job. She's been working there for 2 weeks. Woo-hoo. And she's just like so excited. It is hilarious. I remember being excited about my first job, but like her job is like in the mall. And so she had to go to help set up, and she got to go in like the little service entrance by the garbage. She was so excited about it. You would have thought it was a red carpet entry. She entered her
little do the behind the scenes, girl. Behind the scenes? What?
Oh my
goes in that entrance? VIP.
She was, you couldn't have told her anything different.
She's like, you know, I went in the VIP entrance.
Exactly. She was so excited. And then the other day she got to work the cash register.
That's always a moment, because when I worked at McDonald's, I worked front line. So I liked working at the cash register, taking the orders, taking the money, giving the change. That was you
no, totally. She was so excited. And then her week was on like high. She got a tip. Woo! Girl. She can't tell nothing.
You can't tell her nothing.
Nothing. She's so excited. And it's just so, I mean, it's a little fast food job. Girl's 16. Yeah. But I just love that she's like so excited about her uniform being just right and, you know, writing her schedule on the family calendar.
Oh, nice. Because it gives them a sense of adulthood. Yeah. I now am earning money. I am an adult. I remember having my first fast food job. I worked at McDonald's. And let me tell you, like looking back now, I'm like, that was not a fun job. But at the time, my mother was like, if you want to go to homecoming, you need to earn some homecoming money. And I was like, So I did McDonald's. I'm going to tell you, I'm sure my uniform is not as cute as hers because it sucked. We're talking the 90s, people. It was not a pretty uniform. And it was not fun. And it's not fun working the front line when your high school crush walks in and you got to take his order.
You're like,
in that stupid little uniform with a visor and a bow tie on.
Bow ties.
No, I was like,
oh my goodness,
this is not good. But I'm so happy for her. When you told me about that, I was like, get it, girl. It's nothing like getting your first job. It's like a sense of independence.
Totally. She was so excited. The other day, I guess Cinnabon opened up in the mall and she came and she brought me a Cinnabon. It was so sweet. Mommy, I bought you a Cinnabon with my money. Her little tip money.
Can you tell her Auntie Keon likes Cinnabons?
Okay, I'll let her know. I'll send her a memo. But it's so crazy. I'm so excited for her, but also like a little like scary about it. Like to go, and that's the craziest thing, right? Like she is my baby, and I realize so many times when I look at her face, I still feel like my itty bitty. Right. But to see her, I went and kind of visited her. She had a longer shift, so I just wanted to check in. And make sure she's okay and remind her about just, safety things, And I saw her behind the cash register, like looking like an adult, like doing really adult things.
Did you have a moment?
Oh, yes, it did. I had to walk past, get myself together and come back. No, I was like, this is not okay.
Just wait till they're both working. You're going to be like, what? They both, oh, Mom, I got to go work. Oh, Mom, I'm going to work. And they're both
right. I know. But this is, like your husband reminded you, this is our goal, right? We are gifted our little people for only a period of time. And our real desire is to, gift
see them grow up and be successful.
Well, and to gift the world these amazing people, right? That's the real calling of motherhood.
It doesn't mean it's easy.
No,
but it happens. It just means it's happening, and you're kind of in disbelief because in my mind, when we dropped him off at school, I still remember sitting in the hospital after having him and holding that teeny tiny little pale little human being, and just fingers. Yes, and just being like, this is mine. Like, this is my kid. And then dropping him out and be like, this is my kid, but he's a man now. Like, that is the transition. It's
I totally, or just feeling, I remember feeling like when they were wheeling me out of the hospital, like, wait a minute. This is the most amazing thing I've made in my life. Like, and you're just going to let me leave this hospital? Like, I remember saying, like, you're just going to let me take her? And the nurse was like,
that's the plan, ma'am. That's usually how this works.
But I just remember thinking, like, wait a minute, no, I'm not ready for this. Is like the perfect little.
Oh, you're like, which nurse is coming home with me?
Totally. Like, what? No, somebody has to come and help. Like, I'm not qualified for this.
It's funny because I remember the nurses were amazing. We had a great experience with our first birth, and I remember being anxious to get home. It was something about taking home our baby, right? And then we got home and we laid him in the bassinet and we both looked at each other and we're like, what do we do now? And then you realize how wonderful the nurses were because you're like, oh my gosh, like why was I in a rush to get out of the hospital? So I will tell you, the second time around, I was in a rush to get out because it was a hot mess. That hospital was a mess and my experience was a mess. I could not wait to go home. But the third time around, I milked that sucker. When they were like, we think you're going to be able to go home tomorrow. And I said, I really don't think I'm ready. I think I need one more day. They were like, okay. I was like, yeah. I will tell all the mamas out there who are haven't birthed yet, take your time.
Take your time when you can.
Take your time, because let me tell you, it's nice to have them nurses there to help out.
Well, moms, we love you so much.
Yes,
the
we
journey
do.
through motherhood is so
Like
wonderful and so hard. And as they're growing up, there's so many beautiful moments and sad moments. I feel like they're just bittersweet, right? They're all like, yes, oh, yes, oh. But you know what? You're not in it alone. Every mama is experiencing the same highs and lows, frustrations and successes.
Yes.
And, you know, we just have to take it one day at a time. And remember, our goal is just to love our babies.
Just breathe.
Absolutely.
Breathe in those moments, because they go by so fast.
Very true.
But we got your back, mamas.
Absolutely.
Bye, mamas.